I'm Warren Lieberman. Welcome to Thoughts from an Old Man. This channel has a central theme: Thoughts from an Old Man. In other words, me yakking. I've been a student of life for over 80 years, and on occasion a doer of stupid things, and have experiences ranging from veteran, teacher, salesman, and administrator of a religious nonprofit, and possesses a bachelor's and master's degree in education. If you like Thoughts from an Old Man, please subscribe by clicking the button on the bottom right of the screen. I hope you enjoy this episode of Thoughts from an Old Man on youtube.com/ at Warren Lieberman 1816. Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Thoughts from an Old Man. Our children learn about us from our daily lives, how we speak around the house, how we communicate to people that we come in contact with, service people, grocery store workers, restaurant workers, co-workers, etc. They learn about our values, dreams, plans, and our shortcomings, our faults, our blemishes, so to speak. Subtle and overt transmissions of personal information radiate constant, without thought or direction. What we want them to learn and know is another story. The unsaid, unexplained are often not said out loud. They're sometimes hidden. Family secrets, financial problems, work issues, even marital problems. These are sometimes hidden on purpose or just not thought to be for children's ears. How do we tell our children our story, the story they need to know, the values they need to know? How do we advise them about the future? One could merely change our daily interactions to be more consciously alert to our words, actions, say what we mean. This could work or backfire as being too blunt or bossy, arrogant, opinionated. Your child could react negatively or ignore you. If your interactions are soft spoken and open to questions and feedbacks, the direct approach could work. Personally, I was always too hesitant when my children were young, especially about the unknown future. Now I speak more openly. I suggest another approach. I'm recommending I'm recommending the written word, a legacy letter. Writing a letter gives you time to work out your thoughts in a manner that suits your style and decides on the things you want to say carefully. Time is the key. There is no blurting out random thoughts or emotions. It doesn't need to be written in one sitting. It can be written over time and in pieces, then connected later. There's no rush to write this letter. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct, lengthy, or literary. Just write from the heart and in your own voice. Writing a letter gives you time to think about what you want to say, life lessons you've learned, a clear statement expressing your love, advice for the future, and a connection to you that will last a long time. It can be delivered while you're alive or after you can't speak for yourself. I wrote one to my grandson for his 18th birthday at my youngest son's request when he turned 1. I wrote the letter and then later videoed it so he could hear my words as a young man. I also included some mementos: my Vietnam Service Medal, a Serenity Medal I wore overseas, a $2 bill, a time capsule, so to speak. And a few years ago, when we wrote our wills, I decided it was time to write letters to my sons. First, I told them I would be writing letters to them. I didn't want them to be surprised or think that I was seriously ill. I had been thinking about what I would say to each of them for a long time. That made writing it much easier. I wrote it in several sessions, then I let it simmer for a few more days, made some changes. My letter was very specific about what I thought I wanted for their futures or what I thought about their futures. I had previously written a memoir that they have, detailing events that happened during my childhood, my military service, and other events that they may not have known about, just for information, just to know about early Warren. Then I sent it by snail mail, a real signed letter. The only request that I made in it was just acknowledge they read it. I did not need a response. No matter the method, communicating with your children was my goal. And I achieved it. Grab a pen and leave no words, hopes, or emotions left unsaid. Hope you enjoyed today's ramblings of an old man on youtube.com/@Warren Lieberman 1816. See you next time.